Great. Welcome, everyone, to the Committee of Adjustment for the 14th day of April, 2026 for the Town of Greater Napanee. We'll call the meeting to order and look for a motion for the adoption of the agenda as presented. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Deputy Mayor Calvert's. No further comments, questions, or concerns. All in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion is carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none. Look for a motion for the adoption of the minutes for the Committee of Adjustment for the 24th of March, 2026 to be moved by Councillor Shank, second by Councillor Davies. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion is carried. First matter, land severance application. File number PLLA 2026-012, 236 and 240 Bridge Street West. Roll number 1121-020-020, 11300, and 1121-020-020, 11301. The owner is MJ Davis and the applicant is MJ Davis, and there's no one in the body of the council chambers to speak for or against. So, Mr. Nanton, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you. So I will begin with providing the site context for the subject lands of the application. So this slide here shows in the center of the screen, just on the south side of Bridge Street, 240 being a small apartment building, and just directly to the east, to the right of it, 236. The area is a residential area, and the property itself is zoned residential type 4, which is an R4 designation, and is a low density residential designation through the official plan. The intent of the application is the owner of the lands is seeking to add a little bit of the property from the apartment property and add it to the single detached residential property at 236 Bridge Street. No additional developments proposed except for the severance and addition of approximately 290 square meters from 240 to 236, which is proposed. Ultimately, it'll just give the benefiting property a larger backyard and a little bit of separation from the existing driveway. There were no technical comments of concern from the public for the application. The county and conservation had no objection. Fairly technical land swap. As such, the application has been found to be consistent with the PPS, have appropriate regard for the Planning Act, and conform with the policies of the official plan. And it is recommended that the lot addition be approved as presented. I'm available for questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Is there any questions, comments, concern for Mr. Nanton with respect to the application that was before us for the presentation that he has conducted? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation that Council receive for information the staff report for application PLLA 2026-012, and further that the application to permit a lot addition of plus or minus 290 square meters be approved, subject to a number of conditions that are contained in this evening's agenda. Moved by Councillor Shank, second by Councillor Davey. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion is carried. Next matter, minor variance applications. PLVAR 2026-011, 240 Bridge Street West, roll number 1121-020-020-11300. Owner is Mary Jane Davis, Davis Plumbing Limited, and the applicant is Mary Jane Davis. Once again, there's no one in the body of the council chambers to speak for or against. So, Mr. Nanton, when you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you. So this slide might look familiar, as the subject lands of the application are the same as those considered through the last application, but this is specific to 240 Bridge Street. So moving right into the intent of the application. So this application's just seeking a little bit of relief to recognize the new lot boundaries that result from the lot addition just considered. So what will happen is when the new lot lines are formed, it'll just be a slight further encroachment against the minimum setback of a driveway to an interior side yard. It's very technical in nature and really isn't going to change any of the site functionality of the operations of either property. But technically, minor variance is needed just to address that non-compliance. So the request of the application is a 0 meter interior side yard at the tightest point, being the southeast corner, and that being for the driveway and the parking area. So I just provided this slide just to provide the context of this is approximately in yellow, added to the box in orange. So those are the lands to be severed in yellow to be added to orange, When that happens, obviously they'll get a bigger benefiting backyard. But what will happen is the existing driveways we're seeing here on this slide kind of jogs out at the back end to add an additional parking space. We don't want to lose the parking for the apartment. So it creates a 0 meter setback at that far area, which needs to be addressed. So fairly technical application as well. No comments of concern were received from the public. The County Conservation Authority had no objection. And we found that the application meets the 4 tests of a minor variance. I'm available for questions if we have any. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Is there any questions or comments for Dave with respect to this application? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee receive for information the staff report for application PLVAR 2026-011 and for that the application for 240 Bridge Street West requesting following variances be approved. Variance number 1, bylaw number 0222, section 4.27.d. Point V requirement is the minimum setback of 1.2 meters between a side lot line and driveway. Proposed is reduction of 0 meter side yard setback. And the relief requested is a reduction of 1.2 meters in setback of the driveway from the side lot line, as well as variance 2, bylaw number 0222, section 4.27.I. Requirement minimum setback 2 meters between parking area and the lot line of lower density residential use. Relief requested is reduction of 2 meters in the side yard setback from the side lot line to the parking area. Look for motion, moved by Councillor Shank, second by Councillor Davey. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. Next matter, file number PLVAR 2026-015, address 807 County Road 12, roll number 1121080060141110. Owner is W&S Demchuk, and the applicant is W.S. Demchuk. Once again, there's no one in the body of the council chambers, so the floor is yours, Mr. Knapp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. To begin with some site context, this application is submitted for 807 County Road 12. The property is shown in red on the slide. It's just on the north side of County Road 12, just in the hamlet of Forest Mills. It's a rural residential area, hamlet. The site is zoned rural residential and designated hamlet through the official plan. Just to quickly go over the intent of the application. So just shown in red outlined on the small schematic. The proponent's seeking to enlarge their existing attached garage, extend it out an additional 4.8 meters, give themselves some extra storage and some working room. The rural residential zone has quite a significant front yard setback, being a minimum of 15 meters, so they're not going to meet this once they go forward with the addition. So they've come forward with a minor variance request seeking relief to be permitted a minimum 8.9 meter front yard setback, which still accommodates almost 9 meters from the road right away. So it's still a significant and appropriate distance. No comments of concern received from the public for the application. The county, being the road authority, also had no objection to the lot, to the expansion. And our recommendation is that the application meets the 4 tests for minor variance, and I'm available for questions if we have any. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nanton. Is there any questions, comments, concerns for Dave with respect to the application or the presentation we've received this evening? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee receive for information the staff report for application PLVAR 2026-015 and for the application for 807 County Road 12 requesting the following variance be approved. Requirement is section 58.2 sub C sub I minimum front yard setback of 15 meters. The proposed is a minimum front yard setback of 8.9 meters. Relief requested is reduction of 6.5 meters in the front yard depth. Look for a motion moved by Councillor Davey, second by Councillor Shank. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion is carried, and we'll look for a motion to adjourn the Committee of Adjustment. Moved by Deputy Mayor Calver, second by Councillor Martin. If there's no further comments, questions, concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion is carried. Thanks, folks, and we'll see you at 7 o'clock for our regular session of council.